Everybody ready? All right, good evening, everyone. I show the time is 6:32. This regular meeting of the mayor and council is now called to order. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance followed by an invocation. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tracy, I know I'm springing it on you. Can you do an invocation for us?
Thank you, Jesus, for allowing us to gather today, Lord. As we go through this meeting, Lord, just please be present as we go through and make decisions that affect our city, Lord. And just thank you for this beautiful city. And Lord, just please be with us. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, I do have a few announcements to make. All of these meetings that I'm about to tell you about happen here in the community room, so I'll leave that portion off. Of course, we have our council meeting tonight at 6:30. Municipal Court, February the 18th at 1 p.m. Planning Commission has been canceled. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Tree Board meeting, April 27th at 6.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
You can just skip that one.
All right. Council work session, March the 5th at 6:30. Main Street Commission meeting, March 10 at 8 a.m. Historic Preservation meeting, March 10 at 6 p.m. And our next council meeting, March 17 at 6:30 p.m. Okay, that brings us to our presentations. We got employee introduction and recognition. Eric? Okay, downtown rundown, Ms. Amber.
Good evening. First on the rundown for February is the February Farmers Market. This Saturday, February 21st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Friendship Park, we will have our February Farmers Market. This market will feature several veterinary and animal rescue groups, and there will be a pet adoption. So we'll have pets on site for adoption there on Saturday. There'll also be giveaways and more, so please make plans to join us this Saturday. Next on the list is Coffee and Conversations. Chief guest in the Social Circle Police Department will be hosting Coffee and Conversations on Tuesday, February 24th at 9 a.m. here in the community room. This is a monthly networking meeting, and all are welcome to attend. And then, excuse me, last for my rundown tonight is our Black History Month celebration. We have over 30 vendors signed up for the Black History Month celebration on Saturday, February the 28th. This event will feature vendors offering a variety of goods and services, and we'll have lots of foods and sweets. Come join us in Friendship Park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. next Saturday for this event. And that is all I have for tonight, Mayor Keener.
Great. Any questions for Amber? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, citizens' requests. Susan, do we have any?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did have someone outside ask me if they could speak under citizens' request, and I'll ask for approval of the council to do so. Everybody okay? Okay. All right. If you will, please come forward. Whoever, somebody asked me outside. Give us your name, please. And
I'm Gareth Fenley. I live outside the city limits, north of Social Circle in Walton County. I just wanted to greet y'all and let you know that some of us who oppose the ICE detention center have been doing canvassing activities, just talking to citizens around the community, and some of us are here tonight. That's all.
okay, great. Thank you. Anyone else? Are there any council requests?
Yeah, I have one. You know, there's been a lot of attention about the ICE detention center.
Turn your mic on.
Yes. Yes. My name is Tracy Price, and I'm the city council member and also the mayor pro temp. And I just wanted to make a brief statement about the ICE detention center. As a proud city council member and your mayor pro temp of Social Circle, a town of approximately 5,000 residents, I stand firmly opposed to the placement of an ICE detention center in our community. Our town was not informed. We heard about this via an article in the Washington Post. We have diligently been trying to get information to stop this, but this is the federal government. They have the power to come in and do as they please. We have reached out to our state representatives, and we are on our own. The city of Social Circle, local government, and its citizens have been disrespected on so many levels. We did not let them do anything. They took it and made all the decisions. We still don't know what exactly the plan is. But I just wanted to let the citizens know that we are fighting. We are trying to do what we can do. And I want to also thank Eric, our city manager, for putting that message out there. We instructed him to put the message out that we were not on board with this. So at the end of all this, I'm just going to trust God. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Any other council requests?
I just like to say I agree with what Tracy said. I don't think anybody on the council, agrees with how we've been treated or how the citizens have been treated by the federal government by doing this to them.
Yeah, I'd like to go on record to say that we, in this time, have actually gotten more information from the press and the public than we have from our representative constituency at the state and federal levels, which is a shame.
Absolutely. Anything else? All right. Agenda approval, I believe we have something to add.
I'd like to amend the agenda and add as item under new business, appointments to boards.
I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion from Steve and a second from Adam. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Agenda has been approved. Okay, that brings us to public hearings. And before we start that, I'll read our rules for public hearings. It says we have 2 public hearings advertised for tonight. The rezone public hearing procedure will be as follows. As the agenda item is brought forth, city staff will present the application. Then the applicant will give their representative or presentation, 10 minutes total, then a public hearing will be opened. Then anyone registered to speak in favor of the application will be called to the podium, give their name and address, and are limited to 10 minutes total, not each. Then anyone registered to speak against the application will be called to the podium, give their name and address, and limited to 10 minutes total, not each. Once the applicant has been given an opportunity for rebuttal, with any time remaining, the public hearing will close. The variance request that's on our agenda tonight has been withdrawn by the applicant due to a change of ownership, so no public hearing will be held on the variance. Please remember that public hearings are an opportunity for you to voice your opinion and not a question and answer session with mayor and council. With that, Ashley, will you give us a staff report, please?
Most certainly. So the first case that we will be hearing is the rezone. This is a requested rezone of 165 and 191 Cannon Drive from residential medium density to residential district 15 for the purpose of meeting the dimensional requirements outlined in section 2.1.5 of the city's Unified Development Code, as well as the plat procedures outlined in section 6.2, so that these parcels can be subdivided in order to create a third tax parcel for proposed residential use. There would be no adverse effect on the resident or on the current use of the property as part of the proposed rezone, as the current uses on these properties are permitted in R15 zoning and would in fact bring the properties into compliance with the use of a single-family detached home. As shown on the proposed subdivision plat exhibit, which is Exhibit A in your packets, if the rezone were approved, portions of both 165 and 191 would be subdivided to create a third tax parcel totaling at about plus or minus 0.34 acres. The proposed use, as mentioned earlier, on the newly created parcel would be a single-family detached dwelling. These properties are located within the historic district, therefore the developer would be required to apply for a certificate of appropriateness and receive design approval prior to starting any construction of the property. Furthermore, the minimum heated square footage requirement for a single-family detached home is 1,600 square feet. Should the applicant or developer wish to construct a home of a lesser square footage, they would also need to apply for a variance and receive approval prior to doing so. Regarding public services and utilities, there will be no issues created to either as a result of the proposed rezoning. This is also in line with our future land use map. And as you can see, there are other properties nearby which are also zoned R15. Staff recommends approval of the request to rezone from RMD to R15, and Planning Commission also unanimously recommended approval of the request.
Any questions for Ashley? Thank you. Is the applicant here? Okay. Typically, the applicant is giving 10 minutes to give their report on the piece of property. Since the applicant's not here, go ahead and open the public hearing. I'll open the floor for anyone wishing to speak in favor. Seeing none, anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Okay. At this point, the applicant would have the opportunity to comment with any time left for any rebuttal to any comments, but since we have none, I'll close the public hearing and bring this to the council for a vote.
I make a recommendation to take the planning commission's recommendations and approve it.
Second.
Okay. Steve, I believe you meant to say we have a motion, correct?
Yep.
Okay, we've got a motion from Steve and a second from Teresa. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion passes. All right, that gets us through the public hearings. As I mentioned earlier, the other one that we had, the variance was withdrawn by the applicant due to a change of ownership. All right. Consent agenda, Mr. Taylor.
So we have a very brief consent agenda this evening with 4 items on it. All of them are approval of minutes. Item 1 is approval of the minutes of the mayor and council regular meeting from January the 20th, 2026. Item 2 is approval of the executive session minutes from January 20th, 2026. Item 3 is approval of the minutes of the mayor and council work session from February 5th, 2026. And item 4 is approval of executive session minutes from February 5th, 2026. Recommend approval.
I would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
That's okay.
Okay, got a motion from Teresa and a second from Adam. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion passes. I'm not aware of any unfinished business. Under new business, we have proposed ordinance regulating public assembly.
So Mayor, since the announcement of the ICE detention facility back in December, we have had increased interest in people who want to assemble on our public properties and also protest in areas of the city. So to make sure that everybody's constitutional rights are fully protected on this, I asked our city attorneys to review our permitting processes and ordinances related to public assemblies and ordinances, and I will turn this over to them for them to handle.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Right now, the city of Social Circle does not have really any ordinances on the books regulating public assemblies. And so what I've handed out is the City of Rome's ordinance, which is very thorough and one that we would recommend that the city adopt at least a similar scheme. And I'm just going to go over the highlights of what this ordinance says. It requires an assembly permit for any assembly which is defined in here over 25 people. They have to come get a permit from the city, which is then reviewed by the city manager or his designee and approved or denied. And there's factors in here that are considered. If it is under 25 people but on a public sidewalk or in public right-of-way or going to be blocking egress anywhere, they still have to come get a permit. What is exempted from this is common sense things. An assembly is not more than 25 people at a Little League game or anything like that. They have to be sort of having a message written or signs or a gathering where they're speaking or protesting something. One thing in here that is not clear, which we think is important, is a matter of really public safety and allowing the city manager, the police chief, or the police department to direct groups to certain areas to hold their assemblies. And that's really so that opposing protests aren't right on top of each other where safety concerns, violence could ensue. And so that's really a public safety thing that we'd want reviewed. And so I know this is lengthy, and I hit the highlights there. There's also, you can't have weapons while you're doing the assembly. It does regulate that. It gives permission to the city that if it gets out of hand to shut those down, and a bunch of other things. But really, we're just looking for a blessing for us to sort of alter this so that the city can adopt something to regulate the assemblies. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So you looking to adopt that one by reference or just to have a new ordinance altogether?
You can do it either way. I think you can adopt it subject to the city attorney's office changing that. Or we can bring back a new one at a later date. That's up to you all.
I'd like to have time to read it.
Yeah.
And let them do the corrections first.
Okay.
But my understanding is that was what you're asking for today, not actual approval of it.
Correct.
But-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do we do in the meantime?
You what?
What do we do in the meantime?
I mean, we can, y'all can have time to review it, and we can do a specially called meeting to adopt it quicker than a month from now. Or,
We can do that.
yeah.
Well, I think time is of the essence for this, based on some of the phone calls that we've been getting.
So is that done with a table? Can we table it to do that to our next,
You can, if
to a
y'all
call
wanna-
meeting?
If y'all want to pick out a time for a specially called meeting sooner rather than later, y'all can go ahead and do
When
that
can you
too.
have it ready so I can read over it?
I can get it to you tomorrow,
And how much advance notice do we need to call if
at least 24 hours.
Can we go ahead and book something now while we're all here?
Friday?
Friday? When?
Friday.
Like during the day?
Tracy?
What time? I mean, it
I
depends.
don't- I
Early?
mean, You tell me, I'll be here.
It's got to be evening for me.
I can't do evening.
Can we do it Monday evening?
Do what now?
Monday evening?
I do Monday.
The 23rd? Regular time, or can we do it early, can we do it regular
It's
time,
gonna
or
need to be regular time, I've got to drive in.
6:30? All right. I'll get that posted.
Okay. Anything else on this? Do we have a need for executive session?
We still have
No,
one more item.
All right,
Oh, I'm sorry, we did add an item. Board, Board appointments.
So I make a motion to nominate Michael Adams, Mike Davis, for the planning commission, for the vacancy on the planning commission board.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Davis, do we have any others? All right.
Mayor, we do have a need for an executive session this evening.
Okay. All right, need a motion for executive session for potential discussion of real estate, litigation, personnel.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Stephen, second by Teresa. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We will